At the end of my last video, I told you something. I said the cutting side has a floor. Your spending cannot go below zero. But the earning side, I said, has no ceiling. I left one thing out. Getting paid a salary has a ceiling. And I didn't read that in a book. I watched people get promoted inside the company I'm in, and the position of that ceiling became visible to me. That's what today is about, how pay is designed here in Japan, and what I changed once I could see it. Let me start with something that probably doesn't happen where you live. In Japanese companies, there's a line. Past a certain point, you stop being paid for overtime. Once you're on the managing side, you fall outside of it. This part is easy to misread, so let me be careful. Overtime pay here is not a bonus on top. For a lot of employees, it's built into what arrives every month from the start. Their whole life is assembled on top of that number. Cross the line and it's gone, which means this actually happens. Your title goes up and your annual pay goes down. I didn't read that in a statistic. I watched it happen inside the company I'm in. Someone moves up and starting that month, they're taking home less. To be fair, this varies by employer. Where the line sits, how allowances are attached, all of that changes from company to company. So for your own situation, check your own employment rules. What I can tell you is that the reversal is real. But once you know that one thing, a sentence you've heard your whole working life stops sounding the way it used to. The sentence is just aim higher and this solves itself. There's a second half to this. I told you overtime pay disappears. Here's the thing. Long before that, I had already decided to treat it as if it didn't exist. Pay in Japan has a part that moves and a part that doesn't. Base pay holds still. Overtime changes month to month. And then there's the seasonal bonus, which is not quite what the word bonus means in English. Here it arrives as a lump worth some number of months of salary, and how many months is decided every year by how the company did. Most people add all of that together and build their life on the total. That looks completely normal. But when you do it, your standard of living is sitting on top of the part you don't control. So when I calculate what we save, I leave overtime and the seasonal bonus out of it from the start. Whatever shows up gets treated as upside and goes straight to savings. A thin month arrives and nothing about our life changes. That isn't about being disciplined, it's about the order you do things in. Build your life only on the part that can't move, and on the day the moving part disappears, nothing happens. And in my case, I already knew that day was coming. It arrives in the shape of a promotion. For a long time, I thought this was a problem time would solve. Just get further up. Work a few more years and the view changes, so I looked up. I heard someone who runs about 200 people say this. There are too many dinners I can't save, and something ended quietly right there. He wasn't complaining, by the way. He said it the way you'd mention the weather. That's part of why it landed. It wasn't a warning aimed at me. It was just the shape of the job described by somebody standing inside it. This isn't a story about that person being bad with money. It's that the position comes with the spending. Whatever the level gives you, the level takes back. I had been looking for evidence that in a few more years my situation would change. What I found was the opposite. There was no answer up there, not the kind I was looking for. Step back and this stops being about any one employer. It's a design. Pay here is built on the assumption that you stay a long time. Early on, you receive less than what you're producing. You get the difference back later. That's the deal, roughly stated. The way it feels from inside is this. Unless you work more than 30 years, nothing really accumulates. Let me be clear, I don't think anyone did this out of malice. It's a design. It was built so that people who stay are rewarded, and there are generations who are genuinely protected by it. The problem is somewhere else. This contract assumes you stay for 30 years. Meanwhile, the side that's supposed to pay you back is thinning out. There's a shift from seniority toward performance. There are companies offering early retirement while still profitable. Retirement payouts and pensions are visibly thinner than they were when I started working. So here's where that leaves us. The promises on the receiving end started thinning first, and the payment schedule is still 30 years long. That's what the ceiling actually was. It isn't that the pay is low. It's that the growth is parked at the far end, and the far end is the part losing its guarantee. That is not a wall you get over by trying harder. Now let me say the part that concerns you wherever you're watching this. This design of ours is moving in your direction. From seniority toward performance. From the assumption that staying protects you toward the assumption that it doesn't. Companies letting people go while profitable. The promises that were ordinary when I started are being quietly unhooked. Over a long enough horizon, I think working life in Japan drifts toward what yours looks like now. And here's the interesting part. My country is moving toward yours, and the problem I'm describing today still shows up on your side. People say a performance-based system has no ceiling, but as long as you're receiving it in the form of a salary, you are inside a range that somebody else set. The only thing that changes is who sets it. Seniority sets it or a review system sets it. Either way, the one fact that doesn't change is that you didn't set it. There's one more thing you learn from the inside. In an organization run on seniority, pay gets averaged out. The capable people carry more than their share. What they receive doesn't open up by anywhere near the same amount. There is a gap, it just isn't the size of the work. And again, I'm not here to only condemn it. Averaging has its own virtue. In the year somebody's numbers fall apart, their life doesn't immediately fall apart with them. That's a form of strength for an organization, but one fact sits there and doesn't move. As long as you're in it, the return on your ability does not come back to you as pay. There are signs the system wants to change. Everybody is talking about measuring output, but systems don't turn quickly. Certainly not at a speed I'm willing to wait for, so I stopped waiting. By now you might think I'm furious at my employer, so let me be direct. I'm not. I don't have a complaint about how I'm evaluated. I don't dislike the people. Honestly, so far it has been fine. This didn't start with anger. I looked calmly at what was ahead and the ceiling became visible. That's all that happened, and I think that difference matters more than it sounds. People who leave angry lose their landing spot first. They burn the bridge and then they start building the other side. People who move on arithmetic get to choose the order. You can start building the outside while you're still inside. Nothing has to be rushed. In the last video, I said the first move is not quitting. The first move is collecting everything you can only collect from inside. This is the same shape. Seeing the ceiling doesn't mean you walk out that day. It means that from that day you start building somewhere else. So what did I actually change? I moved my weight. I stopped betting all of it on pushing my salary upward and shifted some of it toward building a small footing outside the company. One leg to two legs. This next part is better said honestly, so here it is. The second leg is not glamorous at all. The first thing I tried was buying things and reselling them. It made some money, but it needs your time to go and buy. An income that ties you to hours was never going to survive alongside a job. And in the end, the account was shut down. The shop I thought was mine was standing on somebody else's land, which is the same shape as everything else in this video. I wasn't the one deciding. Then writing, then video. Those stopped for a simpler reason. I couldn't get through the stretch where nobody reads you. Something is stuck now, but at this stage, more goes out than comes in. And I know exactly what the outgoing side is. The depreciation on the equipment I work on and the monthly software I run, not a dramatic failure, a quiet, steady outflow. So if you only look at this month, the road with the ceiling on it is paying me better. I'm still doing this one because the number I'm comparing isn't this month. What I'm comparing is whether there's a ceiling at all. This is where it connects to last time. The cutting side has a floor, spending does not go below zero, a salary has a ceiling, and I'm not the one who set the height. Those two things have one thing in common. Neither one moves for me. My life set the floor. The system set the ceiling. I didn't draw either line. Only the thing you build yourself has both of them in your own hands. And it has an obvious flaw in exchange. The beginning is where it works least. Cutting is the reverse. The first pass is the one that pays. With building, the first months hand you back almost nothing, which is why most people stop before it starts working. And that's the actual trade. A floor and a ceiling come with a guarantee attached. The thing you build yourself comes with none. You get the height and you also get the risk that it stays flat for a very long time. I'm still in that part. If you're chasing a promotion right now, that might be exactly the right move. Countries differ, companies differ. All I'm asking is that you look at the blueprint of your own pay once. One thing this week. Write the next 10 years of your salary in a single line. If you can write it, you're standing somewhere strong. If you can't, it might not be a question of your ability. It might be the design. And a design does not change because you tried harder. This channel is built on real numbers from actually living in Japan and the thinking behind them. This is educational only and it is not financial advice. One last thing, I want to hear it. In your country, is a promotion actually a raise?